reigning champion Caroline Xena Steffen at Ironman Melbourne, and we're sitting in the Oakley headquarters. How are you feeling?
I'm feeling great.
Don't you hate that question when people say how you're feeling just before a race?
It's just a stupid question 2 days before a race. Yeah, it is. Really? Because everyone is lying. Everyone is just saying, oh, I'm feeling great, I'm feeling awesome, I'm not nervous at all, and I'm in shape of my life.
So are you in the shape of your life?
Of course I am. I'm feeling great, and I'm not nervous at all.
Okay, let's move to the serious stuff then. What I'm really keen to find out from you is this isn't just another Ironman. You are the reigning champion, and last time it cemented you as the second fastest iron distance female in the world ever. So does that weigh on your mind during the race?
Yeah. First of all, winning a race, it's hard, but I always say defending a title, it's even harder. And I was a little bit fast last year. Becky told me yesterday, you just been too fast last year. It's hard to beat. And she's probably right, yeah. It was a really fast time. And I just realized when I crossed the finish line how fast it was.
Yeah.
I was like, I had a look on the finish, on the clock.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, maybe I have to add 15 minutes because that's maybe the time of the age group running or something.
Right.
And then someone told me, no, that's actually your time. And I just couldn't believe, because my goal was to be under 9 hours. I never done a sub 9 hours race. And I want to be in this sub 9 hour club, So, yeah.
So last year when you were racing, you weren't getting splits as to how far people were behind you, but also how close you were to records and all that kind of stuff, were you?
No, I saw Rachel Joyce when I jumped off the bike in this little section out in the back run. Yeah. I saw she was maybe 4 minutes behind. That's all what I knew. Yeah. And like 42K I was running, I had no clue what's going on behind me, and I had no clue how fast I am. And I was asking people on the run, oh, give me splits, what's going on behind me? And no one told me. And everyone, on BlackBerry and iPads, and they just watching the race online, that didn't tell me anything. So it was a bit of a, had no clue what's going on behind. So I just keep pushing hard because I wasn't sure if it's 20 seconds or still 4 minutes. And Rach, she's a good runner, and
So with that in mind, would you prefer the point-to-point run, or is it better with laps because you can actually see for yourself what's happening?
I prefer the point-to-point run if I get some splits. So that's the perfect combination. I like the kind of I don't have to see the other girls and they can't see me. There's quite some points there's a long stretch, so if you're not too far ahead, you can see each other. But if you have a decent lead, they never can see you. And I reckon, I like this kind of racing. It's something different. You get laps everywhere else, and something different, Melbourne.
So everyone out there, give her splits as she's running.
Please, give me splits, and please just, if you don't have a clue, don't give me splits. Just if you know the splits, give me some splits.
Well, that's the other thing that you've got to be worried about. I mean, people have got to do some fast maths while they're out there. What if people are going to give you the wrong information?
Yeah, that's funny. One race I did back in Germany, there was like guys, and pretty much every couple Ks I got some splits, and they just between 2 minutes 50 and then 1K later it was 6 minutes. It was like, oh, that's a bit weird.
Because imagine if, like, say Meredith Kessler's chasing you and her husband's like, oh, she's 10 minutes behind you, but it's really only 10 seconds. He's messing with you.
Oh, I know how her husband looked like, so I don't believe him.
He would never do that. He's a lovely man.
He is.
Now, I want to talk to you about your bike. I love watching you ride because you're just a powerhouse, low cadence. When you go out on a course like this, do you concentrate on cadence or heart rate, or is it just out there and maybe even thinking about just beating the boys pretty much?
It's a mix of which gear I have to push and my heart rate, and I always have to be very concentrated of my nutrition. Yeah. If I always have a little note on my bike when I have to eat, otherwise I just forget and jump off the bike without anything. So I'm really busy on this 180K, and of course I try to push like big gears to keep my heart rate low. There's a couple things to do on the bike, and chasing the boys, and I never get bored.
And I have asked you this question in the past. What goes through your head on the marathon? And you filled us in what was going through your head. I don't know if you remember, but in Noosa you gave us an idea of what was going through your head at the marathon in Kona. It had something to do with your lovely partner, David Dello. So have you pre-thought about anything for the marathon this year?
It just changed, you know, each marathon, each race, you think something different. And I don't know what I think this year. I remember last year in Melbourne, I started running, I was like, okay, I'm in the lead and there's no one around me, so it's going to be pretty boring the next 3 hours. So what can I do? I mean, the leg's just turning and running and there's nothing else I can do, just turn around. So I started to think, what can I do the next 3 hours? It's going to be really long 3 hours. I'm getting really bored and I was like, okay, just running. And then I said, okay, it's like a Sunday morning run. I always have a long run on Sunday mornings. Like, okay, it's Sunday morning and you run and just have your long run. And yeah, I just try to talk myself a little bit up sometimes, and when you get these slows, everyone gets in these slows, around 20-30k, you try to think something nice, and if you're not strong enough you start to think something bad like happened before. So yeah.
And speaking of 3 hours, you're still chasing that sub 3 hour marathon. Is that one of your goals within, a goal within the race as well?
Well, I like to run sub 3 hours, but it was nice to be in Melbourne this year. It's not like a major goal I'm chasing. It would be nice to have, but I did the 3:01 last year and I was pretty happy with that.
Oh, and it was 42.4 k's long, right?
Yeah, it was 200 metres too long. That's what my watch said.
And after Ironman Melbourne, what have you got planned for the rest of the season, obviously leading into Kona?
We're going to Thailand in end of April. There's another race in Koh Samui, Little Island. And
that you won last year?
Yeah, David and I, we won it both, and also our first couple win. And I got a kiss and a hug at the finish line.
Keep him. He's a nice boy. Keep him.
Yeah, I know. That's a race in Thailand, and then heading back to Europe in May. That's the plan.
And back to Ironman Frankfurt as well, do you think, to defend your title over there?
No, this year I'm not racing in Frankfurt. We'll race in Roth.
That's right. Yes, sorry, I didn't know that. Yep, they're a week apart this year though.
Yeah.
So maybe you can do both.
Don't tell that, Brett. Maybe he has a bad idea and sent me to both. No, I will. I need something new. I did Frankfurt the last 3 years and won it twice, and I just need a new challenge. And thought, why not a challenge race?
Nice work there. You did very well, especially if English is your second language. That was fantastic.
My third one, thanks.
Sorry, slight overachiever. 3 languages, 15 sports that you've represented your country for, all that kind of stuff. One last question. When you were riding for the Swiss cycling team, I think, you were doing some training in Melbourne, just down about 15k down the road at Black Rock?
Yeah, we stayed in Black Rock 2008 and 2009. And I trained each year, maybe over 6 weeks at Melbourne, and we rode pretty much every single day on the beach road, which is the marathon course on Sunday.
So you know every inch of that road?
Yeah, it was actually last year was really funny. I never had a look on a race course maybe till 2 weeks before the race, and I opened the map and I was like, oh my god, I know the whole run course. It was like, and I believe always if something happened in life, it happens for a reason. And these 2 months here in Melbourne with my cycling team was the training was kind of a little bit boring because we rode a lot of this road, but now I know why I did all these boring rides on this beach road.
Exactly. I still got to do it every Saturday, Sunday myself, but so I feel you. It is boring if you do it all the time.
If you do it every day, it's pretty. All the way to Frankston, went also a bit further, but this beach road between Melbourne and Frankston, I know it pretty well.
Excellent. Well, we'll leave it there. All the very best on Sunday. Looking forward to you cracking some times out on the bike course and the run course as well, and swim course too. But I just wanted to quickly finish as well. Earlier we were talking about a little bit of a bet, and I said I'll give you $100 for every minute you go faster than last year.
I said second.
No. All right. we'll figure it out. We'll get back to you about what the bet is. But all the very best. Look forward to you going around.
Thanks a lot. Thanks for having me.
Pleasure.